Hi, Denise here from Project Frugal. As some of you may know, I have my own label called Denise H. And a few years back I also started New Zealand's eco-fashion runway called New Zealand Eco Fashion Week. What I love to do is take old fabrics and turn them into something that you can wear, and things more specifically to stay in your wardrobe for a long time. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a recycled fabric poncho, just like this, but more specifically from recycled denim. So let's get started. Let's get to materials. For this particular project, you're going to need at least 3 pairs of adult sized denim jeans in a medium weight. You will need your very sharp dressmaking scissors, some thread and your sewing machine. For today's project, I will also be using my overlocker because I want a very finished look to the poncho that I'm making. But don't worry, if you don't have an overlocker, that's fine. You can just use your sewing machine. To make up your piece of denim fabric, all we do is we keep sewing pieces together like so. And then once we've sewn them together, we trim the excess off. So we just keep building with more fabric and using different textures until we've built our piece of fabric that measures 60 inches in length and 30 inches in width. So for this particular poncho, I did use my overlocker. If you are just using your sewing machine, you can do the same thing using a zigzag stitch just to flatten off your seams. So I'll do that and we'll be ready to join our poncho together. I'm just going to stop here for a minute and explain what I'm doing. I tend to sew in a continuous line, so some of the seams that I have gone over, I go back over either by turning my fabric around, putting the needle down like so, and turning my fabric around, or if it's a very short seam like this one, because I actually want to come back over here and do the seam that comes along here. So all I'm going to do is use my back tack for that. So having the foot down, we press the back tack and we just sew back across to get to the other seam where I want to sew, turn the fabric and start sewing again, like so. Just saves a whole lot of time. So we want each seam to be nice and flat like this. Obviously when you're using recycled fabric, it takes a lot longer to make your project up than if you were just using a straight piece of fabric that you've purchased from the store. But there is something really satisfying with actually reusing something that you know probably would have ended up in the landfill if you didn't use it. So it is worthwhile taking the time to make your own fabric up for a project like this. and it makes it look super cool as well. Now we're ready to make our poncho up, so what we need to do is fold our 60 inches in half, so we have a 30-inch square of fabric. So we're 60 inches in length, but our square is 30 inches. Now what we want to do is to make a gap for our head to go through. So I found for non-stretch fabrics that leaving a gap of 14 inches is enough for your head to go through. So this is a 14-inch gap here. Now if it was a stretch denim, which it's not, I would probably take it back to maybe 12 inches. If it was a stretch fabric and it's designed to stretch over your head, I'd take it back to 10. So for a stretch fabric, 10 inches, for a stretch denim, 12 inches, and for a non-stretch denim or non-stretch fabric, we're going to make it 14. Right, this is where we get to make the poncho up. We've finished making our fabric, so we're going to close off one shoulder and form the hole where your head will come through. So I am going to overlock around the neck edge as well. To do that, all I'm going to do is fold one side of my fabric down, like so, and I'm going to continue with the overlocker, and then overlock all the way around. So at this point we're only dealing with one piece of fabric. Now if you don't have an overlocker, you can use your zigzag stitch, which with denim, when you've washed it a few times, actually allows the fabric to fray out a bit, which actually does give a really cool look. Now we've just come down to the opening where we've separated the 2 pieces of fabric to go get a nice smooth surface here. We just hold the opening down on a slight angle and allow the overlocker to come along the edge, and that way we shouldn't have any build up of fabric on the seam, and it should be nice and flat, which it is, which is great. And I tend to keep overlocking back down to the end. Okay, so that has given us the gap for our head there. We've got our fold is one shoulder, the gap is the top of the poncho, and your overlocked or sewn seam on the other side as the other shoulder. So we're just going to finish off the edging now. Again, you can fray this out. See the denim, how it just pulls? You can just snip it a little bit and have a frayed edge on the end. I've just taken a bit of a break in the tutorial to explain a rough sewn poncho using the denim pieces. As you can see, I've used a zigzag to put these pieces together. So each piece is individually sewn together using a zigzag, but then I press the seam down and zigzag along the length as well. So it just gives it a double strength. And what I'm going to do now is throw this in the washing machine so it frays out. I've also taken the opportunity to use up as many, you know how you get those little bits of cotton on reels, and and bobbins. So I've gone through about 4 or 5 different bobbins, just using them up on this project, and at least 3 or 4 of little bits and pieces left on cotton reels as well. But as you can see, the different colours are showing up. We've got a bright pink, orange, a navy, tan, and of course the different colours show through on this side as well. And of course you could wear it inside out, so there's no rules with these ponchos or anything like that. So I'm just going to throw this in the washing machine and we'll see how it frays up, and then we'll finish it off. Okay, so on the weekend I managed to try my ponchos on a few different sized ladies, and I just found that we need a little bit of extra fabric for a plus size figure. So with this piece of fabric I've gone to a 31 inch in width with a 62 in length. So this is our fold mark over here, and we're going to start sewing the poncho closed at the 15 inch mark. So it just gives us that little bit of extra fabric to play with, which will allow the poncho to sit nicely on the shoulders and not too high up on the neck. With a stretch fabric you can probably start at around about 12 inches from the fold line, but because this is non-stretch we're going to the 15 mark. Okay, so there we have it, recycled denim poncho, just like that. Super fun and quick to make. They don't need to cost a lot of money, especially if you can source your denim for free. Make sure you ask your friends, hey look, next time you throw your jeans out, can you just give them to me instead? Because I want to make some more projects like this. And also like and subscribe to our channel, because I will be doing some more DIY fashion statements like this that don't cost a lot of money and they're super easy to make. So yeah, like and subscribe. Also comment if you've made one up for yourself. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear how you've got on. Let us know. But until next time, we'll catch you later.